YouTube Nation. Man, TV, aka Me TV, aka a loss is a loss. That's right. And I'm talking to all you little Eagles fans that was on Twitter saying a win is a win. So here's a question, Eagles fans. What did you learn? Exactly. And that goes to city council, it goes to everyone else who tried to use that, because you have to understand that those type of blatant blanket statements, it doesn't work, all right? And we're going to talk about Eagles, Cardinals, the Cardinals fans. Oh, my God. First off, Cardinals fans, shout out to y'all Cardinals fans, because your team came to play, all right? And once again, you just ripped the heart right out of me. You got to be kidding me. I've been waiting for this since last season, and this is how y'all treat me? Come on, man. You're not going to wait another season to try to get revenge on you guys. I'm going to put it like this, all right? Because we're still hurting from the NFC Championship game, all right? We're not going to forget that, all right? You said fired McNabb's lawn and you beat us, and it was Brian Dawkins' last game. We was upset over it, all right? We still upset over it, and you beat us. That's fine. Then last season, you shocked the hell out of us and you beat us, and we're just like, no, we can't take this. We got to win this season, and now you beat us again. But this time, you beat us in dominant fashion. I want to give you guys a lot of credit. Your defense is better than a lot of people gave it for. Once again, I don't really think your secondary still. I don't think your secondary is that great. They did lock a couple of our receivers down, but your front guys, like I had said, would show up, and they did. They did big time. I can't take it away from you guys. However, I do have a problem with your offense, all right? Because game planning, I said on Friday, did I not, that you have to jam those Cardinal receivers. And what happened? The Eagles made Kevin Kolb look like he was an elite QB. You've got to be kidding me, all right? 5 7-yard passes here and there, slant routes, square ends. I mean, he's just throwing 5-yard passes, and they're not doing anything. What I didn't understand is why is that Juan Castillo cannot pick up from first quarter to fourth quarter to jam some damn receivers? Why can't you put them up on the line? Why are you making them play back so much? I don't understand this, all right? But yet, it's okay. Eagles fans are saying it's just one game. It's not just one game. It's not. Look at the body of work throughout these 3 weeks. Look at it, all right? The first game, we should have lost to the Browns. We should have. That guy catches that interception in the end zone, it's over, all right? The Ravens game, don't even get me started on the Ravens game, all right? Don't even get me started. And now we get blown out. We can easily be 0-3. And guess what would happen if we were 0-3 right now? There'll be fans jumping on the players and jumping on the team, and players saying, you know where you can kiss it or where you can stick it. It would be shades of what happened last year. It's a revolving door. History is repeating itself. These players just don't learn. I don't understand. Why is Darryl Tapp, all right, celebrating a sack when we're 17 points down? Why is this? I don't understand this. Jason Babin, he got pushed into another player. This is later, near the fourth quarter. Got pushed into the quarterback and he sacked him. And he's celebrating. Mind you, we're down by more than that now. I don't understand why are these players celebrating over nothing. I don't get it. Now, first quarter I can understand because I had said on Twitter, Cole is going to have to meet, Babin and Cole all day. And they did. Listen, defensive rushing, they did a good job. Babin at one point, he hit Cole or Cobb, whatever you want to come. I don't care. Okay, understand he hit him low instead of wrapping up high and tackling, and what happened? Cobb still had a chance to dish off the ball. That was on Babin. Understand that this arrogance, it has to go. I'm telling you, everyone keeps saying this Eagles team is different. They're more prepared. They had time to gel. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, all right? But no, this is the same selfish, lying-ass, arrogant Eagles team who don't care. They're undisciplined. They want to do what they want to do because they think they're superstars. It makes no sense. It's horrible. Michael Vick, let me tell you something, all right? First off, Michael Vick has regressed. Let's get this out of the way, all right? He has regressed. And it's not just the offensive line. Granted, Michael Vick took 20 hits on Sunday. That's not, adding knockdowns and things of that nature. Just 20 hits alone. All right, offensive line was non-existent at this point. I would have rather taken the Madden AI and put them out there, and they would have blocked more for them. Or a hologram line, they would have blocked more for them. It's ridiculous that the offensive line did not show up at all. Michael Vick is not setting on his sights, and this is a guy who said that he can't wait for the season to start. You're throwing in the double and triple coverage. You said in the press conference that you saw the guys coming around the side, but you thought the offensive line would take care of it. Really? If a quarterback can feel a guy coming to him, you get the hell out of there, whether it's an offensive an offensive player there to block or not. What is wrong with you? And that's on your strong side. All right? You got 13 turnovers in 3 games. All right? Now, people keep saying, oh, this will get better. This will get better. No, it won't. Mind you, the excuse was last season that we didn't have an off season. They didn't have OTAs and all that. Now you did. You had the time. If you haven't got it cleaned up by week 3, guess what? This is what you can expect for the rest of the season. This is how football works, okay? It's that simple, guys. It makes no sense. And I want to get back to this gelling thing because I understand that Kelsey, he's hurt, all right? And they brought in this guy, and everyone's saying, well, the offensive line now needs time to gel because you got this guy in the middle and things like that. I don't want to hear it. And you know what? Even Evan Mathis says it himself that it's a bunch of BS.
People like to make a lot about needing time to gel and chemistry and all that, but we've been working next to each other in all the practices. This just hasn't been on the field yet, the game for everybody else to see it. We've been prepared for this.
And speaking of Evan Mathis, you have to understand the time that Vic got smashed up the middle, that was on his watch because he didn't know who to block. He turned right and he saw the guy run around and he quit running the block. So Vic got hit. And why is it that McCoy is only getting 13 carries? You have to be kidding me in this game. 13 carries? Look, we understand that the Cardinals, run defense is good, but 13 carries? That is a joke. This guy should be getting at least 25 carries a game. But Reed does not like to run the ball. So all you fantasy guys, unless there's going to be some type of play action or a screenplay, don't expect much from McCoy. Don't expect much. I don't understand this. Why are you not running the ball on the 1 yard line? You end up in a fumble at, was it, in the beginning of the first half? That ended the game right there. But guys, understand that Andy Reid said himself, all right, that his game planning for this game was terrible. It was awful. This is what he said. He was unprepared. The players were unprepared. It is your job as a coach. Have you become that complacent? Have you become that comfortable with your job that you can just say out of nowhere, oh, it was just terrible, and I'll just have to do better? Like we hear every week when you lose, I'll just have to do better. It's on me, whatever. This is a joke, all right? And why isn't the media really digging on this dude? They'll go after the players, but they'll never go after Andy Reid like this. This guy has to go. We cannot win anything, all right, when it comes to a Super Bowl with Andy Reid. It is time for him to go, all right? You cannot sit here and tell me that it is okay, that it's acceptable. It's not. And then let's talk about the offense. Yeah, let's talk about the offense. Because a lot of people say, well, McCoy, for the handoffs that he had, actually, he did a really good job of running in the second half. Notice you said the second half because we dug ourselves in such a hole when it came to passing that we have no choice but to pass. So the defense is thinking the entire time, they're down by so much, they got to pass the ball. So when you run the ball, it's a shock. It's a shock to the system, to the defense, because they're like, wait a minute, they're actually running the ball. This is something that should, like I said, run the ball first, pass second. That's how it should be. That's how football is played, all right? Traditional football, all right? Even if you're not getting much, at least you're trying to open up something. But if you pass all day like it's Madden, this is not going to work. You got 1,000 plays on your play card, and yet you're still using the same damn plays. You are predictable. Even Eagles fans on Twitter was like, the first play of the game is going to be Vic to wide receiver 10. And we're going to talk about wide receiver 10 because you don't quit on plays and carrying on and decide to start asking for a flag when you know you're not going to get one. It's ridiculous. Stay focused. You know what? If the mainstream media can pick this up, Eagles fans can pick this up. So let's hear what the media had to say about wide receiver 10.
I mean, if you looked at, Deshaun Jackson, who's your #1 receiver here, they targeted him 10 times. They tried to get him the ball, but they only were able to get it to him 3. Compare that with Larry Fitzgerald, who you targeted 9 times, and how many did he catch? 9.
Here's numbers.
You threw it to him 9 times, he caught it 9 times. Compare that to Deshaun Jackson, who you tried to hit 10 times, and you got him 3. I mean, the Cardinals just were a lot more efficient in the passing game.
And speaking of Deshaun Jackson, before the play, the Michael Vick fumble was right before the half. I mean, that's a play where Deshaun Jackson has to get in. You have to get in the end zone on that play. I mean, he catches the ball, and he immediately stops and curls up as if he's expecting a hit. And I know he knows the defender, Kerry Rhodes, is right behind him. But if he's ready to catch that ball, get low to the ground and just slide in, Kerry Rhodes can't stop his momentum. Deshaun basically stopped his own momentum and allowed the guy to come up to tackle him because he was expecting the hit to become a little sooner.
How about this? He also stopped his own route in anticipation of a penalty that wasn't thrown. What do you think of that?
Because if he kept running, I think he might have got a touchdown of that.
True, Ray?
Yeah, I mean, you got to run through the play, and he didn't. I mean, he was calling for the flag while the ball was still in the air. I mean, he just don't do that.
Well, I mean, I was stunned, really.
Yeah, he has to run through the play. I think he lost the ball in the air, and then he's basically begging for help from the officials, looking for a call, where if he had just kept running, he maybe, even with the pass interference, I think there was a little bit of holding there, but they didn't call it. He probably catches that ball anyway if he keeps running.
Befuddled by
And that's the punt return game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Listen, I love this kid, Demaryius Johnson. He's done a great job of making his team out of nowhere.
Nice shot of reception.
Contribute today, receiving the ball. He is not an NFL punt returner. I'll repeat that again. He is not an NFL punt returner. We have one of the best punt returners in the whole league on this team, and we haven't used him one time today. And in a game where you're going to be without one of your best receivers in Jeremy Maclin, and field position is going to be big for you on the road, I would have loved to have seen Deshaun Jackson back there to try to make a play for the offensive side of the football to give them field position. If Patrick Peterson can return punts, he's out there playing every down, chasing receivers around. Deshaun Jackson should be able to return punts. More importantly, if Demaryius Johnson could start today and return punts, why can't Deshaun Jackson return punts?
Why haven't those questions gone answered? It seems like everyone's going quiet all of a sudden. But you know, I want to show you guys something about the media. I showed you guys earlier today about the media and how they watch me, they watch you, and everything you do. Here's more proof. This was 2 hours ago. You see that? You see that? Remember the blurry picture I showed you guys? Yeah, you know, I'm going to zoom in on that so you can see this. Look, now the media wants to try and use it now. Yeah, you got to be kidding me. No, that's not all. Because you have to understand, that image, I retweeted because El Prez had retweeted, and, you know, from someone else who, you know, put that image out there. That was last night. Now, look, hold on. Here you go. Here's it again. This time, this is like I said 2 hours ago, so they're late, all right? Now they're going to do it with a caption behind it, you know, under it. Check that out. I told you, they watch me, they watch you. They're trying to do what we do to stay on the up and up, but they can't do it. That's what it comes down to as far as I'm concerned. It's a shame that that's what you have to resort to. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I want to talk about this. You cannot blame Michael Vick for everything. At this point, as much as I want to blame Andy Reid for everything because he said he didn't get this team prepared, you can't blame him that much. You want to know why? You have to blame Jeffrey Lurie at this point for bringing him back for another season. That's who you have to blame. I am so sick and tired of secondary. They're bumping each other. They're running each other. Kevin Kolb only had 228 yards passing. Only. That's nothing compared to most quarterbacks that threw that, you know, that day, that week, or whenever. That's his average, and that's a very low average. It's a fair average to throw for a quarterback that's only throwing for 5-7 yards a play. He only had one long play, really. That's all it comes down to. But you know what? I'm so tired as Giants fans. I'll put it like this. It's going to be fun to watch you guys, you know, trash talk circles with each other in videos. I'm telling you, if I got to go down to Broad and Locust and put on my Eagles jersey and boo the Giants when they come in on the bus, I have no problems doing that, okay? So it's going to be a fun week as far as I'm concerned. I want to move on to UFC 152. I want to say that, once again, John Jones beat Belfort because Belfort did not do what he was supposed to do, which is get inside and get nasty with him. He didn't do it. I don't know why these guys keep thinking if you fight John Jones, you're going to stay, you know, at a distance. That makes no sense. He's long, he's lanky, he's going to hit you with distance. You got to get in close, and you really got to take it to him with all the heart you have. Understand, Belfort only had one move, and that was that one submission, and that didn't help. John Jones mounted him and started elbows, and it seems like you can just tell when a person, when John Jones elbows you, it almost feels like the confidence just leaves their body, it feels like. It's ridiculous to see these guys just shrivel up into nothing when he hits you with elbows. I don't understand it. Also, the only fight that was, you know, even worth mentioning was the Mighty Mouse fight, due to the fact that in the fourth, it was the best round in the fourth, all right? He had a chance to submit this guy time and time again. This guy kept showing his back to him. He had a time where he could do a front Achilles lock. Some people would say a heel lock in the front. He had multiple submissions that he could do. Instead, he tried to rely on boxing and speed to win this fight. Yes, he won the fight. Yes, he won off the judges, but you shouldn't leave it up to the judges to begin with. All right? You have many times you could have finished this guy off. I'm just saying, guys. 152 had nothing to really write home about, and I was sitting, on Saturday, we were sitting in the booth, you know, me and people from the official review, and we were watching the fight. I had this guy who was behind me, kept high-fiving me because Jones was winning. It was ridiculous. Anyways, guys, I'm done for the day. I'll talk to y'all later. I don't know if anything else big is going to come up, but we'll see what happens. I'll talk to y'all then. Y'all be safe. I'm out.